All right, guys. We're back again. We're cranking them out here. We just went over base formations. Before we get into any concepts with regard to the passing game, the quick game, and or our drop back stuff, I was going to take a few minutes and do a short video on how we use our motions within the offense. We don't have per se very many of them. But we do have at least four that we're going to utilize at some point during the course of this season. And so, what we hope to use, again, it's on you guys whether or not we can use some of these. We'd like to use them. I'll rephrase. We'd like to use them, but we got to have understanding of what it is and what you need to do with regard when a motion is called. And if we get it and we can grasp it pretty quick, which some of you have, then the pretty much the sky's the limit on some of this stuff. And so it will definitely help us offensively be able to move the ball a little bit more effectively and efficiently as opposed to remaining static at the line of scrimmage. So let's hop into this real quick and let's go over. I'll go back into my Just Play software and I just want to make sure. Let me just make that like that so that I can look at the screen share. So it's going to screen share my desktop. Okay, so we're going to hop back into Just Play. And I'll go back to the one we were using for the formations. So we'll edit. Okay. So the first one that we're going to talk about, I'll move myself over here. It's easier. We'll talk fly. Okay. So we'll say that we would have a formation where and I'm just going to move this around like back to like a purple. This would be purple right flip, basically. Let me put that up on the screen so I don't confuse people. We actually ran this today in practice, but okay, so it would be purple right. Flip purple right. Okay. So that's the formation. Okay. Fly is the motion. Okay. So what we do is X is always on the ball majority of the time in our offense. We would just pretty much condense him down so that the Z, who normally lines up inside, lines up outside, as he already is off the ball. But it gives us an opportunity to put him in short motion. So fly, this would be Z fly, okay? Because we're tagging who we want to do the fly. So it would be Z fly. So Z fly, telling the Z that he's going to fly in short motion. So we take him and we short motion him to about there. Okay. So he becomes in a stacked position behind the X receiver. So now if you're playing defense in high school and you got somebody going from being the number one receiver to now short motioning in, now you have communication has to be key. You're creating havoc for the defense in a way where you have to have the corner who's out here, and I'll do this because this is important. And this is why I love offensive football. Okay. Now you got a corner who's got to talk. You have a safety that needs to talk, who's probably going to be somewhere. You have a safety that's got to talk. You also have a linebacker, walk player, nickel, whatever you want to call them, depending on the structure of the defense. I'm just going to put them as B for backer. Okay. Now these three guys got to talk to each other. And when you're short motioning and you're snapping the ball, it's not a lot of time to talk to each other so that they're on the same page. So good luck with that. Okay. So basically, you're going to short motion in, and your shoulders are going to be parallel to the line of scrimmage. So what does that mean? It means before the ball snapped, you're going to be going in this direction. You're going to be facing that direction going forward. Okay. So that would be an example of Z fly. Okay. Boom. Done. Okay. Next one that we'll go over is, so I want to go over next. Move. Okay. So let's say that we stay in the same formation, because I don't want to go nuts and make people's heads rattle. So let's say we did F move. Okay. Let's put these guys back to their normal deal here. Okay, normal deal. All right. So F move. All right. So I don't want to confuse everybody. I want to make sure everything looks good. Okay. No confusion. All right. So all right. F move. Basically, it's exactly what it sounds like. All right. This is through motion all the way across the formation from one side to the other. That's what F move means. Okay. So it's through motion. We were calling it like F zoom or whatever it was. We're going to call it move now. Okay. So it's F move. So we'll take him, the F, and we'll motion him all the way through in front of the quarterback. I'll say it again. F move, or any type of move motion, even if you are in the backfield, we are going to move you in front of the quarterback. Okay. And there's a reason why, and we'll get to that in a moment. But so that would be an example of purple right F move, which basically creates the formation yellow. It'd be yellow, it could become yellow right. So, but you don't need to know that. Okay. So purple right F move in front of the quarterback through motion. What we're struggling to do is we're moving up the field before the ball snapped. So if we can get this guy to come through motion, we could either do one of two things. We can have him reset and face forward. We can have him get to that spot facing the sideline and just keep his feet moving before the snap and then go. But we'll have to talk more about that when we decide, but because we don't want to drift up the field before the ball is snapped, because it's a legal motion. So I'd prefer that he comes all the way through and possibly just gets set facing forward in this direction. So I have to just copy him over. Yeah. And have him just get over here and then facing forward towards the line of scrimmage. Okay. So we'll have to talk more about that, but that's F move. All right. I'd like him to possibly go over and get reset. It all depends on what we're trying to accomplish, but we don't want to get illegal motion penalty. So, all right. So that's F move. The next one we have that we'll discuss is we're going to go. We did fly. We did F move. Jet. Okay. So let's say that we're in blue. Okay. Blue right flex. Okay. So blue right flex would put him 3 to 5. Okay. Puts him here. Puts the F in the backfield to the same side as the Y. So blue right, Y right, F right, flex, XZ where they are. Okay. Again, F follows the Y. So blue right flex. The motion that we will use would be, we could say F jet. Okay. F jet. All right. With F jet, what we're doing is we're now taking the F and he's going to go behind the quarterback. Okay. And we're getting something like this. All right. So maybe we got something like that going on. All right. So it'll be F jet where we're sending him trying to out leverage a box defender, like a stand up inside linebacker. All right. Because maybe we want to run Zorro inside. All right. Inside zone. If the backer doesn't remove from the box to give us a favorable running situation, and we're just going to as we send him in motion, he doesn't move. Quarterback's just going to catch the snap and throw. We're going to basically throw out here. It'd be like F jet, it'd be like F jet outlaw, F jet, F outlaw. Okay. So that would be F jet again. He's going behind the quarterback. Jet is behind the quarterback. Okay. All right. So that takes care of that. We'll get rid of that. And this next one we got to talk about very fast is we got to talk. We were calling it return. All right. We're going to call it orbit. So I'm going to go into a yellow formation. Let's just make it simple because I already have the Y to the other side. Let's just say yellow right. Okay. And we're calling it return. We're going to call it F orbit. Okay. F orbit. So what we would do is, let's bring him in because I don't want people getting confused. Coach, you had this and that wasn't right and I'm confused. No, we don't want any of that stuff. All right, so we have the formation correct. Yellow right. Okay. We now take the F. We bring my friend where he belongs, splitting the difference between number 2 and the end middle line of scrimmage. Let's move my linebacker out of the way there. Okay. So yellow right, got it. X, Z, F. And we have F orbit. Okay. All F orbit means is we're telling the F that he's going to go to about the center and the guard, roughly. To about here. Okay. And then we're going to have him go and come back and come back. Okay. So orbit. All right. Yikes. All right. So basically, we're saying, yeah, that's an F. Okay. So F orbit, he's going to come from his spot where he's at in yellow, going to go to about the guard, the play side guard or his side guard. Okay. Not the opposite guard, but that side guard where he's lined up on. In front of the quarterback, he's going to go to the play side guard or his side guard, and then he's going to come back. So what we're going to essentially do is the way that they're aligned, all right, we're messing around with now it's one receiver number. So it's 1, 2, 3. We're now taking him, sending him here, and coming back out. So now he becomes the new number 2. This number 2 now becomes number 3. So we're messing around with the defense again, having these 3 guys have to communicate with each other prior to the ball being snapped, which is not an easy thing to do, as we all know. So that would be F orbit. Okay. Again, your side guard, center-ish, put your foot in the ground, and you're coming back just outside of the number 2 receiver, where now you'll become the new number 2. Okay. So again, and yes, you are in front of the quarterback. So we have gone through the motions that we're going to be potentially using for this upcoming season, as long as everybody's on the same page and understands. We've now gone over, we discussed the very first one. We talked about fly, then we talked about move, then we talked about jet, then we talked about orbit. So there's 4 right now. So again, I hope you guys got something out of it. Appreciate everybody. As always, if you have questions, please hit me up in the group chat within Google Classroom. And until next time, see ya. Peace out.